Hey, what's up, sports bettors? It's Matt Modi here with OddsJam. What I'm going to do in this video, how about some last-minute player props to lock in for Thursday night football tonight? So if you follow this channel, you've probably seen a ton of videos out for the game tonight for all of the different primetime games, but odds are constantly changing. So even getting up until close until game time, there are still sharp bets to lock in. So what I ended up doing was hopping on oddsjam.com, finding a positive expected value play, and hammering some bets. Of course, using OddsJam, you can constantly gain an edge over the sportsbooks when the sportsbooks normally have an edge over you. So the first play that I really like here, Carson Wentz passing touchdowns over 1.5 plus 160 on Tipico. So I would like to put a unit on this one. Tipico, unfortunately, has me limited, so we can see how much I'll be able to get in here. So normally they let me max out at about 10, but let's see if they even let me get that. No, looks like I'm only able to get 5 on this one, which is unfortunate, but is what it is at this point. But regardless, for those of you at home looking to unit size this play, Carson Wentz passing touchdowns over 1.5, lock that in for a full unit. One thing that is nice is OddsJam, the way the whole positive expected value page works, is it tells you what the no vig odds are. So any play in which, or any sportsbook, I should say, in which you're getting more favorable odds than the no vig line at plus 145, it will be a positive expected value play. So if you don't have Tipico, you could get it at plus 155 on BetRivers, or you can get it at plus 155 on Betfred, right? If you don't have Tipico sportsbook. So that's the cool thing about using OddsJam. The play itself, pretty juicy positive expected value play, all the way up at 6%, which is massive. And you understand why, right? The sharpest sportsbook in the world, Pinnacle, has this all the way down at plus 135. Another sharp sportsbook, BetOnline, has this all the way down at plus 130. DraftKings, which generally does a pretty good job pricing player props specifically, all the way down at plus 125. 25 to 30 to 35 cents lower than what Tipico is giving you at plus 160 and what Betfred is giving you and BetRivers at plus 155. So I think this is an awesome play. I definitely think it's worth putting a full unit, which is 1% of your bankroll on. I admit, backing Carson Wentz always feels gross. He's gone over this number in three. I guess I should say he's thrown for 2 touchdowns at a minimum in 3 of the 5 games so far. He had 2 bad games against the Eagles and against the Cowboys, 2 of the best defenses in the NFL. The Bears do not have a good defense. Now, I know Wentz is dealing with an arm bicep strain, but he's expected to play. There hasn't been any reports about him being limited, so it's just something that he's going to deal with. But in the game, even though it has a gross low over-under of 37.5, I actually think it's going to be a little bit more high-scoring than people give it credit for. So Carson Wentz going over 1.5 touchdowns at plus 160 odds or on plus 155 is a really awesome play. In the EV percent of 6%, basically what this means is for $100, which is what I theoretically bet on this, I could figure to profit $6.12 on this play, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, admittedly, but you have to keep in mind that positive expected value betting isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. The goal is to be profitable in the long run. So you want to be profitable and you want to keep that profit going up, right? And $6.12 is only on one bet, and it's going to be realized tonight. So the stock market, the average return is like 8% a year. This, in case you're getting 6% in a day. Another stock market example, basically, let's pretend that the New York Stock Exchange is telling you that Facebook stock should be at whatever, $300 per share. But you can get it somewhere else at $280 per share. That's a good stock, right? That's a good stock to buy. It's the same thing with sports betting, right? The no vig line, the OddsJam no vig line is telling you this should be priced at plus 145. We can get it at plus 160 on Tipico. It's a pretty good bet. So for my last minute player prop to hammer, Carson Wentz over 1.5 passing touchdowns, plus 160 on Tipico, plus 155 on Betfred and BetRivers. 1 unit play, and that's it. So hopefully you guys hammer this. Hopefully you guys have a profitable night tonight, but that is it. So appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.